Hey guys, it's time for another book diary and I think you're going to get excited about this one. Now this is a book that I was going to do a book diary for it because I thought it was released in 2018 and then I realised that it was actually published last year. But I know y'all love it. Everybody loves it. So I was like, you know, if I'm going to love it as much as everybody else does, then I'm going to have some things to say about it. So we're going to do this, and this book diary is for The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Jenkins Reid. This is a book about, let's say, a fictional Marilyn Monroe, and she rings a journalist and asks her to write an article on these dresses that she's selling for charity. However, she lures the journalist out under false pretenses and instead asks her to write an authorised biography to be released when Evelyn Hugo is dead. The journalist doesn't know why she's picked her. She asks Evelyn and Evelyn says, "I'll tell you eventually, but not now." And essentially this book is then told as a biography and each section is a husband. So as usual, this is going to contain spoilers and I'm going to talk about a few now. So if you haven't read this book, then please don't watch this video because I'm already 120 pages in. I've read 120 pages in 2 sittings. This is addictive. I don't like non-fiction, so the fact that it reads like a biography I thought would be kind of boring. But because it's like a fictional biography, it's like the most interesting biography style book I have ever read. Evelyn Hugo is a girl who grew up in poverty in Hell's Kitchen and she wanted to be a star. So she married a guy who would take her to Hollywood, got famous. She's divorced him and then she marries like the Hollywood movie star of the time who turns out to be a abusing douchebag. So far it has a lot of messages of sexuality that I really like. This girl has got some serious agency. She is a badass bitch and she is not apologetic, and that is the kind of woman that I can get behind because that is the kind of woman that I am. And a lot of people hate me for it, but do I care? No. So Evelyn Hugo is the kind of woman that I absolutely adore. I know there's some LGBT rep in this, and there is a woman, which as you know if you're watching this you've read it, Celia St. James, who is possibly a lesbian. I've literally just discovered. And Evelyn is going to find her. Her husband is cheating on her, which she's also just discovered, but she doesn't care as much. Loving it so far. I don't know a lot about what's going to happen. I have a theory, but something that I read earlier made me believe that maybe my theory is wrong. But my theory was that the journalist Monique that she's asked to do this biography was going to be her daughter and she'd given her up for some reason. However, Monique spoke to her mother and asked her, and her mother said something about childbirth, so I don't think that's right. She could be maybe like a grandparent, but I don't know. That was my theory of how she knew the journalist, but maybe that's not true, so maybe I'll be surprised. I'm gonna buy myself a copy of this because it's a US paperback and it's just, even if I hated this book I would buy a copy just to touch it. It's that beautiful. But that's all I have for now. I'm gonna go do some yoga and then carry on reading because I am hooked. So we're 2 husbands down. Shitty Don Adler has gone, thank God. He's such an arsehole. It's annoying because it's a book and in a book things turn out okay. You know, like Evelyn and Don divorce. Evelyn gets the upper hand. She comes out as bisexual. She lives with Celia forever. Happy ending. However, this is a realistic historical fiction about a woman in the 50s. So, of course, Don gets the upper hand because he's the man and he's a jackass and I hate him. But I'm up to the gullible Mick Reaver. And I don't know where this is going now because when everyone describes it, they're like, "Oh, the big mystery of the book is who was the love of Evelyn's life," which I had a feeling it was going to be the woman. And when Celia came in, I was like, okay, maybe she had a relationship with more than one woman. But it seems that Celia, like she said that Celia was the love of her life. So obviously, I also know that the big mystery is, why does she want Monique? But I just feel like Don Adler, because it was such a long section as well, like I'm a third of the way through the book and I've got 5 husbands to go. So Don was like, I feel like that was like a big important section. So I don't know what's happening next because now I know who the love of her life is. I guess there's going to be some heartbreak there and that's going to be sad. But I don't know where it's going. But I am hooked. I'm excited. I do want to watch some TV tonight. But I also want to get into this book. So I think I'm going to watch an episode of American Horror Story if I can get Netflix to load because it wasn't doing. And I'm going to dive back in. I'm not sure how I feel about the relationship between Evelyn and Celia at the moment. Like, it's cute. And I like it. But I feel like it needs more drama. Which could just be like a little niggly thing. for me because I love the overly dramatic and the angsty. But like I want some real drama, some real like forbidden romance, and I'll be like 100% sold. Another thing I don't think I mentioned about this is like everyone's like, oh, this book is so good, so I expect somewhere for it to like really hit me hard. Like I want it to like sucker punch me. And I'm wondering what that's going to be. Like what's going to be the bit that like stabs me in the heart. Because it's good. But if it carries on as it is, then it's just going to be like, you know, it's going to be good. What is it that makes this book phenomenal? I need to know. I just read chapter 28 and oh my god, that shit is heartbreaking. It's where she's gone to Vegas to marry Mick so that people will stop looking at her and Celia so closely. And oh, this is the punch. I'm guessing this isn't the only punch, but this is a serious punch. The way that it's written as well in like really short, sharp sentences, and it's in second perspective, so it's like you do this and you do that. Oh, my heart. Oh, this book is good. I just finished Gullible Mick, whatever his name is, and I'm kicking myself for saying that I thought that Don Adler was like the meat of the book, because oh my god, that one. I got the angst I asked for, I got the drama, I got the tip of the knife, and I'm going to say it again, I'm not sure how clever Rex North is going to top that last one, because that one was intense. I also forgot that right at the beginning, because like I didn't remember, like I didn't have any context for any of the characters. I forgot that Monique had asked if the love of Evelyn's life was Harry Cameron, who's like her gay bestie, but I just flicked to see how long Rex North was, and Harry Cameron's next, so I'm intrigued as to how that comes about. Obviously I know it's not going to be a romance because he's gay and she's probably in love with Celia, but she did say that Celia comes back. She said she knew that Celia would come back and Celia knew it too, so I think Celia does come back at some point, and I'm wondering if she maybe marries Harry to cover up what's happening with Celia. So I'm interested to find out what that's about. The chapter headers, like, it's like, ooh, adjective, husband name, and like you don't know what's happening, like you just don't know. Like I don't know, anything could happen. I mean, the first one she used, the second one abused her, the third one she married for Celia essentially, and yeah, I just don't know what's happening. It's now 22:58. I was gonna read till 1:15, but I've got to this like chapter break, so I don't know what to do, but I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? I just want to read. I just want to read, but I also want an early night because I never get early nights. And you know, I should love myself, but I love books more. I will always love books more. So I just read the end of The Fourth Husband, where Monique says that in less than a week she will have finished the story with Evelyn and she'll hate her so much that she might want to kill her. I'm just like, why? What could she have done? Because I always had the thing that they might be related. And so she could possibly be her granddaughter, but then why would Monique want to kill her? I don't understand. Is it something to do with her dad's death? I can't remember how her dad died. Honestly, I haven't been focusing much on Monique because I only care about Evelyn. If any of you guys want to buy me something for Christmas, then can I please recommend that you buy me Evelyn Hugo's balls, because that girl has got some and I want them. I'm just about to start husband number 6 and I'm sad that the Harry section is over. What happened? Celia leaving, I have this mentality that because it's a book and books are stories, that it's going to have a happy ever after and her and Celia will be together forever, but obviously that's not true because it's a secret that she was or is a bisexual. So I don't know. I love Harry. Harry's really sweet. Something else that's sad is that I know that everybody dies because she said she doesn't have anybody to protect anymore, which is why she's like finally able to tell her story. I'm not into this marriage with Max. I don't feel it. I much prefer her with Harry and like the cute little relationship that they've got on. Because it seems like while she's a bisexual woman, it's not women, it's just one woman. And being with Harry gives her an opportunity to explore that side of her more. But she doesn't seem to want to, like she's happy to just marry Max. But I'm not sure how I feel about Max. I mean, I've got 2 husbands left and she's in her 40s now, I think. So yeah, I'm just intrigued about what the thing is with Monique. Like, what's the deal with money. And I'm probably actually going to finish this tonight, which I didn't think I would, but I'm on page 296. So I have like 90 pages left. So I'm going to try. I'm going to see if I can get all this done because I'm super hooked. This is just a thought. I'm going to flick to the front of the book and see if I'm right. Is the guy who was in the car with Harry Monique's dad? I nearly cried. I nearly cried when Harry died. But I didn't quite. But is that it? Is the guy who was in the car with Harry Monique's dad? I'm scared to continue in case it is. I might flick to the front and see. Did she say I died? I just don't remember anything about Monique because I don't care. I'm heading back in. So I finished it. I took some time to collect myself. I finished it last night, not too long after the last time I updated this. And I had to go to the gym and I read the last 5 pages in the car on the way to the gym and then almost started crying. I'm not a book crier, so the fact that it almost made me cry is like pretty powerful because literally, I only cry at things like inspiring adverts and the opening ceremony of the Olympics and other bullshit things like that that I actually don't care about. I didn't cry when Celia died. That's not what upset me. I didn't cry when her daughter died. That's not what upset me. I cried at the bit where Monique is at the subway station getting on the train and she can't decide whether to get on or off because she knows if she walks away and she gets on that train that Evelyn's going to kill herself, and at the same time she respects that because it's Evelyn's choice whether she wants to kill herself or not, which I get. It's sad because throughout the course of the book, like, you become so attached to Evelyn and you see all of the things that she's done and the reasons that she's done them. I'm not sure how everybody feels about Evelyn. Like, are there any of you guys that end up kind of like not liking her because she does some horrible things? But I just admire people who do what the hell they want for good reasons, not just because like they go on a killing spree just because they want to hurt people, but people who do what they want and are unapologetic about it and don't regret a damn thing. And so I love Evelyn Hugo, and I was sad because by this time she felt like a real person, and I just wish there were more books like this about real people, but then real people would have to live this life. A point that I thought of is that I wonder how realistic this is. Is this a realistic portrayal of what Hollywood icons would have gone through in their lifetime? Or is this further glamorizing the lives of the famous? That's like a deep thought that I had this morning. So what I'm saying is, like, is this a realistic portrayal? Or is this just feeding our desire to know all the gritty, gory, fabulous, glamorous details of those like in the spotlight? Which I don't know, because I don't know any actresses or actors, and obviously you can't believe anything you read about famous people because, as is proven in this book and as some people have said, like, they spin their own narrative and the people that they portray to the outside can be completely different from the people they are. But anyway, the book. 5 stars. I loved it. I totally called the thing about her dad though, like when there was the car crash with Harry, I was like, I bet that's Monique's dad. So I called that. I wouldn't say that I predicted it because going into the book and like for most of the book, that's not something that I ever thought would happen. Yeah, 5 stars. 2 criticisms. The first one isn't the book's fault, and that is that it is overhyped to the point where when people are going in talking about this book saying this is a book about a beautiful ballsy actress who's bisexual and the main question is who is the love of her life, I'm like, well, from what you've just said, the woman is going to be the love of her life, obviously. And I was right. So I'm a little pissed that is how people are selling it when it kind of like ruins one of the main questions. I mean, you do find out pretty early in, but still, like, it takes away the shock factor and the surprise of finding out the answer to that question, because I was just reading it with being like, okay, so when are the women here? Because I know that she's bisexual and I obviously have a feeling that was going to be the love of her life. The second is that it tells you in the first few chapters that her daughter has died, and the woman Monique asks Evelyn if Harry was the greatest love of her life, which then made me know when Evelyn started talking about Harry in the first chapter that she was going to marry him at some point. And also from the first chapter, I know that he's gay, so I know that isn't the love of her life. So just little things like that really impacted my enjoyment, in that I wasn't discovering for myself. I was already being told things and then they were unraveling later. But aside from that, I really love this. 5 stars. There's no point me saying I would recommend it. This is a book diary. You should have already read it if you've made it this far through the video. But anyway, that is it. I love this book. I hope you did too. I hope you've liked this book diary. And I will see you guys in the next one. My usual stuff is down below as usual. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to. Tell me what you thought about The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because I know a lot of people are loving this book right now, and rightfully so. It's amazing. And I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye.
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.